Hey fellow viewers! So today we're gonna continue on the LCR emitter restoration project. The capacitors arrived and we're gonna be replacing them. But this should be the last episode on this series, but we're gonna have a third one because off of the cameras I made a big mistake last time. So after I showed you all the boards, I decided to do some retro brighting on the front plate and on the buttons. And the buttons went pretty great with the retro brighting. The problem was the front plate. The front plate, all basically painting peeled off. So I'm having a massive amount on Adobe Illustrator right now to redesign the entire front plate, and I'm gonna create a next episode to show you this whole process, and I'm gonna be placing a new label there to cover it all and have a brand new front face. Okay, so let's go to the bench now, and we are going to making the capacitor replacement. Okay, see you there. Hey guys, so here we are in the bench, and yeah, as you can see, I have the 5 boards here that we're gonna be replacing the capacitors. I have the new capacitors here, but first I wanna show you my big mistake, and first the accomplishment. Okay, so this is the front plate. I didn't have tear it apart on the last video, but as you can see, very nice condition. The switches were a bit sticky, so I used some contact cleaner, and after that a little bit of WD-40 to lubrify, I don't know, lubricate something the switches, so they are very smooth now. And look that the switches that were yellowish, now they're all white, and these ones are lighter as well. The gray ones are very nice as well. So yeah, so this was a good result with the retro brighting, but then I had the idea to try to remove some of the yellowish from the front plate as well. And look what happened. Look what happened. So this is what happens when you have dumb ideas and you don't think about what you are doing. So basically most of the ink peeled off from the aluminum plate. And so now what I'm gonna be doing, and I'm already doing, I'm redrawing this whole front plate on on Illustrator, and then I'm gonna be printed on polycarbonate, and I'm gonna create a new whole adhesive to cover it. So I'm gonna completely remove this old print, and we are gonna be applying this adhesive to make this front plate look as brand new. Okay, so yeah, this was a big mistake. It's not that it's not gonna get nicer afterwards, but like it's taking me a lot of hours to redraw and measure all the buttons. So yeah, I'm paying with a lot of work because of this silly mistake. So guys, if you try to do retro brighting on equipment like this, stick only with the buttons. Okay, don't touch the painting because you're gonna destroy it like I did. So okay, so let's go there to the recap, and look at this black with gold label capacitors. They actually look like Chinese capacitors, but no, these are high quality capacitors, I can assure you that. And we're gonna be replacing our old ones here, so we're gonna need let's say 2 of those on this board, and 35, 100 microfarads. Oh wait, yeah, no, we are gonna need 3 of those on this board, and these ones are way smaller. Look how technology has been evolving. Capacitors are getting smaller and smaller. Very nice. Okay, so let's start with this one. That is the power supply one. First of all, so I'm gonna be turning on my desoldering station, and it's a little bit noisy. And actually, I need to publish a video reviewing this desoldering station. It's a very nice value compared with other alternatives. Okay, so let's wait a little bit. Meanwhile, while the desoldering station is heating up, it's gonna take like 1 or 2 minutes. I can already like starting removing these capacitors, these old ones. So let's start with the 1,000 microfarads first. Okay, so I already removed one leg from all the capacitors when I was reading the values of them. So I already gained a little bit of time there. Okay, so those old ones are Nippon Chemicon, so very nice capacitors, but yeah, electrolytics, and they have like 4 decades, I guess, 3 decades. So yeah, even that are very high quality. I don't think there's any problem with these capacitors, but they are very old, so we can't rely on them, especially if we wanted to keep this instrument working for many years ahead. Okay, so let's start cleaning up these pads. So as you can see, and sorry for the noise, but yeah, this is the only drawback of this soldering station is the noise. I think this is not. Let's just use it's clean. It's just because there's no enough suction here. The problem is you need to keep for a long period because the contact surface is very small. So until the pad actually gets hot enough, and this board, I don't know if you can see, guys, but if you hit a lot of it, it starts to get like whitish, like I don't know if it's because of the humidity, so it starts to degrade this board. So actually what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna go on the hard route, and I'm gonna be wrong capacitor, so this one. So I'm gonna be doing with only the solder iron because I wanna minimize the amount of heat we apply on these boards. Okay, so I'm just making a rough measurement here because these capacitors are way smaller than the original ones. So yeah, I should measure it here and measure it here. Okay, good. So I'm gonna replicate on the second one. Here we go. And here we go. So maybe, yeah, no, wait, what's that? Sorry, wrong. Interesting. There is a second pads here, but it looks like an empty pad. But anyways, that is the wrong one, and ours is the long one. Okay, so as you can see, the holes are full of solder, but yeah, I'm just gonna use the solder iron to melt the solder so we can, yeah, so you can see. First capacitor is placed. Just gonna give a little bit of pressure on the legs so we have a little bit of springy here. Where is my solder? Yeah, here. Okay. Okay, first one is done. Now I just need to find my flat cutter that I don't have idea where is it. Let's see. Here. Okay. So first capacitor, replace it. So next one. Yeah, it's a bit annoying without the first hole here is already going through. So we just need to clean the second hole. So this is gonna be easier. Okay, so a little bit of springiness here again. Also on this one. Yeah, no, I don't like this. It's not getting aligned. Okay, now it's aligned. If it's not aligned, I'm gonna die. So, yeah. Perfectionism. Okay, second capacitor is done. Now let's go to the big boys. The big boys, let's try with the soldering now. Yeah, the legs are a bit bent, so they are holding on. Okay, first one's done. Second one's done. Third one's done. So yeah, let's put these old capacitors aside and concentrate on the new ones. It's very curious that they kept those extra pads here, but they are clearly not connected because I can see through the light and they would be perfect almost perfect for these new capacitors. But yeah, but since they are not connected, I cannot use them. So it's unfortunate. Okay, so let's align with the other ones, because if it's not aligned, I'm gonna die. Okay, so first, those have thicker legs, 2200 microfarads, so yeah, they should be withstand more current, so it makes sense. Sorry guys, sometimes I just forget that I'm recording and I just remove the board from the camera view. Okay, it's not exactly aligned, but yeah, just gonna keep this way now. The rest we're gonna stay here the entire night just to replace a few capacitors. Okay, here we go. I got this nice ceramic tile from the basement. I found there and say, oh, this is gonna be excellent as a soldering, because I was actually damaging already my anti-static mat here. Okay, second one. Okay, second one is done. And we have a lot ahead. So, less talking and more capacitor placement. Okay, this one has one nice hole and another one is okay. Third one. So we finished it with the 5 bigger capacitors on this board. Now we're gonna replace this 3 here. 100 micro, 16 volts. So let's see, where are my 100 micro? 200. Those here, yeah. 100 micro, 14 volts. And you can see that those are smaller than those. Because, yeah, technology. Yeah, I love that. So let's remove this. This tape that I absolutely hate. And those are actually exactly the same side, so I can just bend. actually, I'm gonna be a nice guy and I'm gonna bend on the right side so I can stick the label on the... I don't ever think, especially with this quality of capacitors that I'm putting here, someone is gonna need to replace these capacitors, because this equipment is gonna be totally obsolete in, like, say, more 40 years. I don't know, but I guess. So I'm not expecting anyone to replace any capacitors anymore here. But yeah, let's keep the labels on the upside so people can actually read the capacitor values. Okay, first. Second. Third. Okay, I think I was able to clean up the 3 holes, so it's gonna be way faster. Oh, almost there. This one is... it's not so... damn it. Let me just clean the solder tip. It's very thick legs on these capacitors, and they are not even so heavy capacitance, but yeah, very robust. Yeah, this one doesn't want in any means. Oh, okay, now I was able. These are V-shape capacitors, so yeah, extremely reliable. Once, next one. Yeah, those holes are screwed. Very thick legs. It's in the limit of the hole. So even that the holes are open, they have a little bit of solder, and this solder is sticking and creating interference enough. Yeah, so when you are able to do this, then you are good. Okay, so let's just apply our solder here. They are basically in place with just a little bit of solder, but yeah. Okay, this one is already over. So first part is done. So this is our power supply part, and yeah, went very well. I'm happy with this. So let's go to our next one. Yeah, let's get this one because this is very interesting board. actually. You see this big ass capacitor? So I can't buy this capacitor anymore. You know, it's too different from what we have nowadays and axial. So to continue using an axial format, as you can see, is 1000 microfarads, 75 volts DC. So I already removed the legs from it. So big ass capacitors. Okay, so you can find capacitors like this anymore. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be using 2 capacitors. So those are the same capacitors that I used in the last board. And as you can see, they are 2200 microfarads, but they are 40 volts. Okay. So what I'm gonna be doing is placing in serial those 2 capacitors. So in the end, I'm gonna have 1100 microfarads, and as you can see, I have plenty of space here to install both of them. So this is what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be creating a series connection here. So I'm gonna cut here those 2 legs, and I'm gonna create a small hook. And now I need my, where is it? Oh, here. Now my plier to create a small hook here, and I need to be able to get there with my solder iron. Okay, yeah, it's more than enough space. So sorry guys, sometimes I forget the camera. So yeah, so as you can see, I have plenty of space here to solder and then to place in the same space the old big ass capacitor had. Because yeah, new technology, so the capacitors are way smaller, and this allows us, okay, nice bridge is made. So I'm gonna rotate because I want the labels to be perfect. Okay, so let me just, where is, I made a big mistake because I'm not sure, I think it was this way, right? So let's place this way, and I'm gonna check the video afterwards. If I'm mistaken, I'm gonna invert the capacitor because yeah. But yeah, but for the video's sake right now, I'm just gonna apply the capacitor like this because I'm 90% sure that this is the polarity. And as you can see, perfect. What I just done. No, it's not perfect. Because I wanted the labels to be on the right side. Okay, so here. I always forget about the labels. Solder. Here we go. So if I'm mistaken, afterwards I'm gonna check when I'm editing this video, I'm not gonna turn on the device right now, so I'm gonna check if the polarity is right. Yeah, silly mistake. I should had. So I wanna use this original thingies because yeah, they are quite different from the new Hellerman ones. So yeah, and since the capacitors are smaller in diameter, I can use those. Let's keep the same. It's interesting. It uses a metal grip thing to hold in place, and it's more or less smooth in the back side, where you would expect that sawtooth pattern on the modern ones. Yeah, okay, yeah, you see. So we were even able to use this stock. Okay, look how nice it went. And so now we are done with the axial capacitors, and we just need to replace a bunch of radial capacitors. I just want to point out that you see those capacitors, I thought they were let's just check the focus here. Yeah, I thought they were electrolytic capacitors, but these actually are hermetic tantalum capacitors. And I checked a few of them, the capacitance, it looks nice. So what I'm gonna be doing here, I'm gonna just place the legs back on their respective, because yeah, I desolder one of each legs to check on them. I'm gonna be resoldering them because since they are hermetic and they are very high quality and they are expensive, it's like €3 for 2-3 euros for a single capacitor like this. So I have many of them on this equipment. So because of that, I'm not gonna be replacing them right now, okay? Because they are hermetic capacitors, so they are high quality tantalum capacitors. And so I don't expect them to fail soon, at least. So let's see what I have here. So I have here 222, 220 microfarad. So let's see if I have 20, yeah, 120. So let's go to our resoldering tool here as well. And let's remove first so I have 2. And now I'm gonna really check on the polarity, because yeah, the first board had polarity markings. So this was the reason that I didn't check on the polarity of the biggest capacitor. And then when I check there, no polarity markings, so it's a bummer. But now I'm not gonna make the same mistake again. Okay, so the upside is the negative pin. Yeah. Oh, this one has a marking for the positive, so not so bad. The advantage is radio capacitors are way faster to replace. Okay, so first one is done. As you can see, way faster. Because yeah, we don't need to bend legs. Yeah, so nice Nishikon capacitor. I'm just gonna tight up a little bit more. So the second one is this one. Let's use the desolder tool for it. Yeah, the last 4 on this board are the So I give a little bit of heat, then I turn on the pump and I shake a little bit so I can make the solder flow. Yeah, now I can see that the capacitor is released. And now I can see the positive one here. Okay. Okay, second one is done. Now we are gonna go to this big bag here full of 100 microfarad capacitors. And here on this one we're gonna need 4. Okay, one more. So I'm gonna be removing all of them. Since now we have markings of polarity on this one. So okay, first one, remove it. Second one, remove it. You need to be very careful in doing what I'm doing here. I'm basically using the soldering tip to straight the pins, but I'm basically pushing upside because otherwise I can scratch the board, and I don't want to do this. I don't want to damage the pads. So this one's a little bit stubborn. It's harder because I wanna show you guys what I'm doing, so it's not the optimal position. Okay, yeah, just scratch a little bit the board, so not ideal. Okay, so now here we can place the 4 of them. Okay, first one, let me just check to not mix them. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. Okay, cool. So oops. Okay, we are done here. Just let's cut the legs. Okay, and we have our second board done. Okay, this capacitor is a little bit raised, so I wanna touch up here. All of them get a little bit raised when you don't press them. Okay, cool. Okay, so second one perfect. All the critical capacitors replaced. So let's go to the next one. This one I already basically clean up half of the, so I can see that upside is all the. Okay, so this board is only 100 microfarad capacitors. Slack is, yeah. Okay, first one's done, it's gone. Second one's gone. Let's go to the side here. Third one's gone. Fourth one's gone. One more. Okay, how often are off? So let's populate the new ones. No, this one. Here we go. Here we go. So now I can press on this one, so they're gonna get flush with the PCB. When you have bigger components, there's no way. You're gonna need to retouch, but not on this case. It's getting a bit bulgy, the solder, because I really wanna the solder to run over the other side. Some of those pads have the trace on the top side, so yeah, I wanna make sure that the solder is actually going there. Yeah. So I prefer to have a little bit of excess of solder, and I have a really good connection. Here we have it. We only have 2 to go. Okay, so this one, I think I made a mistake. I think I just found another 220 micro, and I think I just bought 3 of those. Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna keep this lonely here. So my bad. But yeah, I'm gonna need to make another order on TME these days. Buy a few things more, so we're gonna fix that. Okay, capacitor. Remove it. And this one was the... Okay, so the first one is the 220. So I'm gonna install it already to not have mistakes made here. I have one extra 100 micro, but yeah, HP wouldn't install a 220 where they could use 100. So I'm not gonna do this. Not sure what this part of the circuit does. So I just prefer to stick with their design. Very stubborn. Okay, so this one is good. I'm gonna keep here and I'm gonna replace afterwards. Okay, only one to go. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 8 capacitors here. Right, let me just check the polarity. Okay, so negative is down in all of them. Okay, good. Okay. More 4 to go. Okay. Last one. Last capacitor of the night. Okay, all of them desoldered. So let's start new placement. Oh, there's a lot of holes closed. Not a problem. We will overcome them. Let's place first all the open ones. Okay, I'm gonna place this tantalum hermetic capacitor back on his hole. And now this two here. Yeah, here there's no markings of positive, but gladly I noticed that all the negatives are going down on the connector side, so yeah, I'm pretty sure of the polarity here. Okay, so we have 3 that have closed holes. So let's solder and cut these legs first, and then we're gonna work on the ones that have closed holes. Okay, here we go. Okay, so those are done. Okay, so the last 3 that have closed holes, I think I'm gonna try to apply some solder here and desolder again. Let's see if I can succeed with this technique. Interesting. Let's try. Yeah, those are very stubborn. I don't know, looks like the soldering, it is, let me release this thing. Looks like the vacuum is not so good anymore. Maybe the filtering is just clogged because there's so much solder here. It's my first time basically cleaning up the soldering station, so yeah. Oh, look at that. There's a big chunk of metal here. So maybe the vacuum it's a bit low because of this. Take care to not damage my... Okay, it's good for now. So let's try again. It's very hot. So I think I'm installing the wrong way. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just being... no. Yeah. I can tell you to not try to reassemble this thing. Hot. Yeah. Let's see if the suction now is better. Yeah, guys, sometimes the solder doesn't want to come off. So let's use our soldering iron and just clean a little bit now this mess that I did with the soldering. and use the capacitor itself to go through. So yeah, this one, open it, one of the holes. So yeah, just a waste of time. That was. So okay, cool. First one. So the block is gone. Yeah. Second one. Okay. Let's already finish this up. Okay. And we have our last one. There's an extra capacitor, I guess, here, so I think I'm missing one capacitor. I think I counted one extra 100 where it was 220. So I think this is the reason that I have an extra 100. Cool. A bendy capacitor here. Like to keep them flush. Okay, let me just make a quick check on the other board. So yeah, this one I need to just solder back the tantalum ones. This I already soldered back, yeah. This one needs solder here. Afterwards, I'm gonna review all the boards. So if I see any. So yeah, those are good. This one is good as well. Yeah, only this capacitor, that is the... I could install two of them and would be good. And this one. And where is the big one? I just lost it. Here. This bench is just a mess. And the big one. So yeah, so guys, so this is for today. Sorry for the long video, but yeah, this takes time, and sorry if it was boring, and probably I'm gonna be speed up on the edition, but yeah, so this was the cap replacement. So the next video now is gonna be me showing you what I'm doing on redesigning this entire button and illustrations here. So I'm gonna be doing a completely new front for this device. It's gonna get very nice. It's just been like a lot of work and unnecessary work. But yeah, because of my big mistake, yeah, it's something that I'm having to deal with right now. So guys, thank you for joining me. If you stay here until the end of this video, I really appreciate this, you know, because I know this is a long video and a little bit boring, just replacing capacitors. But yeah, if you're here, I really appreciate you. And I can tell you that probably I'm gonna be making a few extra sticks for this device. So if you watch here until the end of this video and you want one of those sticks for the LCR meter, let me know that I'm gonna be sending to you afterwards. Okay, so see you next video where we're gonna be finishing and assembling this device. Bye bye.